dad, Christopher Houston.
Wow, that's exactly what happens when I walk into a room and work. All that I am and all that I hope to be, I owe to my mother and father. Mr. Toastmaster, distinguished guests. My mother and father mean the world to me. They taught me a lot of things. All right? The quote that I started this speech with is a quote from Abraham Lincoln. That quote has resonated within me for years. My mother and father taught me 4 distinct things that I want to go over today. Now, they taught me a lot of other things, but if I went over all of them, of course that red light would be burnt out. So the first thing I want to talk about is self-esteem. They taught me that self-esteem is one of the most important things, and if you don't have it, it's going to be hard to excel in business and in life. So every day they would tell me, Chris, you can do anything you want to do. You can be anything you want to be. I thank them for that. The next thing they taught me was to overcome obstacles. Because it's not if you're going to go through things in your life, it's when. In my late 20s, I unfortunately had to go through a divorce. And going through that divorce at the time I was in the military, and I went home to see my mother and father. My father said, listen son, it seems like something's wrong. Come on, let's go downstairs and let's see what's wrong. So we went downstairs and we talked for about an hour and a half. He actually let me speak most of the time. And at the end of what I was telling him, he said, son, listen, you're probably looking at yourself saying, why me? He said, what you should be asking yourself is, why not me? He said, everybody's going to go through something. Just take this with a grain of salt, learn from it, and move forward. And that's exactly what I did. The next thing they taught me was to empower others in your life and in your dreams. I'm here today to say the person who I empowered, or who I think I empowered in my life and that has helped me the most, is my wife. We've been married for 12 years, and in that 12 years, I have completed an associate's degree in business, an associate's degree in information technology, a bachelor's degree in business and information technology, a master's degree in information technology management. Last year, I completed my MBA, and right now I'm enrolled in Keller Graduate School for a project management master's degree. So I owe that, a lot of that, to my wife for supporting me through all that, and I thank her for that. The last thing I want to talk about that my mother and father taught me was to reinvent yourself. I was looking at a website the other day, and it was talking about unemployment here in Las Vegas. It was the highest in the nation at about 13%. My mom and dad taught me, listen, when you get a job, you not only learn that job, you learn your boss's job. You learn the guy standing next to you job. That way, you're not just in a job and you just know that. You'll be able to have employment security instead of job security. My parents taught me a lot, and I thank them for it. The last thing I just want to say is, I listen to a lot of personal development. And one of the people who I listen to a lot and who really has inspired me is a guy called Les Brown. And he's a wonderful speaker. I could never hold a candle to him. And he has this poem that he says at the end of all of his speeches. And I'm going to say that poem up here today and see if I can give it a little justice. It goes something like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you scheme and dream is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply just go after that thing with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, famine, nor gout, nor sickness, nor pain of body and brain can keep you away from that thing that you want, If dogged and grim, you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you will get it. Mr. Coach.
Folks got to get to know you after your speech, and I learned a lot about you during that speech, but not everything. I understand you're a member of DeVry Toasters. DeVry, sorry. How long have you been a Toastmaster then?
7 months.
7 months. Okay, again, another newbie. It's the future of this great organization, and a lot of that future is represented here today. Have you been a member of any previous clubs?
No.
No. Okay, and I know you were in the military.
Yes, I'm retired, actually.
Okay, and Air Force of 20 years, is that right?
20 years and 2 days.
Now, you're an IT specialist, and you've also, as you mentioned in your speech, you've got advanced degrees, and you're in project management in IT, information technologies. Can you tell me what is the next bit of technology that's going to come out that's going to befuddle me? Because everything so far has befuddled me when it comes to technology. So what's on the horizon?
Windows 8.
Windows 8. And
When Windows 8 comes out, everybody's going to be mad.
I'm picking up a pattern here. When will that happen about, do you know?
They're still about a year and a half, 2 years out, but it's going to hit.
Okay, so I will have a little time to finally figure out the current version. Okay. Your hobbies include education, obviously, getting advanced degrees, personal development, nutrition, fitness, and sports. Any particular sports?
I like basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Rebels?
Well, I'm kind of a Rebel fan. But I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, so I'm an Alabama fan.
All right. Are they even going to be in the tournament this year?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it, but
We're hoping the Rebels are still.
we're football school, so.
All right. Would you like to acknowledge anyone in the audience today?
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge the DeVry Toasters, Jeff Hine especially for getting me to come up here, and my beautiful wife and daughter for coming out and supporting me. When I look at them, it's like I can do anything because I've already won.
Yeah,